Hey, what's shaking YouTube? It's GK. It's a Monday. A lot of things going on today, man. Monday, August 17th. My son's 10th birthday. Props and happy birthday to Wesley Drew. We're starting the new college fall semester. And more importantly, we're still living the hobby high life. We've got some sales going out today. I want to share those with you real quick. And then I want to talk about an issue that we dealt with last night that ended up, a negative turning into a positive. Like the title says, man, you're either winning or learning. So first off the bat, 2018, Alex McGow, rated rookie, red and yellow, retail insert, retail parallel. Cool card going out to a Seahawks fan. What's crazy is we had a stack. This stack sold between yesterday afternoon and this morning. And then this morning, we had this one. And then we had a 2019 Prism, Derek Carr, pink Pulsar Prism. Not numbered. That pink Pulsar is the retail version. Like I've always said, man, I'm not a big fan of the pixelation, but, a lot of people like them. Derek Carr's a weird dude, man. I like him. I think he's a fine quarterback, but, man, his stuff kind of sells slow. Next, we've got a 2019 Prism Gold Laser insert. OJ Howard going out to a Bucks fan. This wasn't on the market very long. Buccaneers, kind of a slow mover, like we had said in the past. And this buyer also picked up a 2007 Topps Rondé Barber. Well, now, what was crazy about these cards, when I updated the listing, like I added this photo, but I didn't add this photo. I added the card title, so there was a different card picture, and I had to message the buyer and say, hey, man, this is what's going on with the card. Do you still want the card, or do you want me to cancel the sale? Just had to be fair and transparent. And then I went and updated everything the way it should have been, just a misstep on my part, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Next one going out is a 2019 Tyreek Hill Legacy, just simple base card. Cool picture. I dig that look. I hate that he's torching the Broncos right there, but whatever. It's going off to a new home. Then we've got a Fleer All-Pro from 1990, Joe Montana. Kind of a cool card, man. Back then, this was kind of a revolutionary type of insert. You can see that it's a 25-card subset of the set from 1990 Fleer. One of those things, man, you wouldn't expect it to sell, but man, there's collectors out there that want that stuff. And then along those same lines, a 1990 Score Record Breakers, Bo Jackson. Again, towards the Broncos, man. What's eBay buyers doing to me? So it's the Record Breakers. Bo knows. It looks like it's part of the complete set as a parallel insert. I miss all the information and knowledge that used to be on cards. They don't do it like that so much yesterday. What I miss most is the old school cartoons, but that's whatever. Now, then we got a second year card of a solid quarterback. I like Sam Darnold, man. I like what he can do. I like his potential. Here he is from the 2019 Prism line, simple base card. But if you compare, like I was just talking about, like the information provided, now it's like a bullet point. See you later. Get the hell out of here. Rip another pack. 2019 Prism draft picks. Herschel Walker. Looks like he was torching the Tennessee Volunteers. Sorry, Vols fans. Iconic player. Awesome. He played for so many different teams, and we had so many of these different inserts. This one was purchased out of the Cowboys multi-variation listing. And then last but not least, going out the door, 1991 Topps Jeff Ballard on-card auto. That's the hard-signed in-person version. Pretty cool card. I don't know Jeff Ballard. I wasn't much of an Orioles fan. And I wasn't paying much attention to baseball back then. But nonetheless, man, it's off to a new home. And we're excited about that. time and time again, I always wonder, I'm surprised that people buy, but they do, and we're grateful for that. So let me flip the camera around, and I'm going to talk to you about how to turn a negative into a positive. All right, so like we said in the title, you either win or you learn, and we learned an invaluable lesson yesterday. If you've been following us for a while, you might have seen a few episodes ago, we had a Mike Thomas Zebra 2019 Select Mike Thomas Zebra Prism case hit. And it had been up on the market for a while. We finally sold the card, and we sold it at a discount. The seller or the buyer made an offer. We accepted the offer below our asking price, and it ended up being a pretty sweet deal. The dude didn't pay at first, but he took a couple days and he bought quite a few other cards, come out to about like a $90 order. We packaged everything up and we sent it priority mail. Typically if we're sending a bubble mailer with tracking, it'll be first class. But because the buyer purchased $90 worth of cards, he had a valuable case hit card in there. I said, man, let's go ahead and set it priority 2-day mail. So I got a message last night while I was listing cards on eBay from this buyer, and the buyer was Victory_Inc. So if you see him on eBay, he's a good dude, Victory_Inc. And he says, hey man, I got the cards. Thanks for sending them quickly. I appreciate it. But I noticed some damage on this Mike Thomas card. And I was like reading it and I'm like, oh man, this, no way. Because I wouldn't, honestly, when I inspect the cards, if I see the damage, I just don't want to sell damaged product. And so he sent some up close under like a ring light picture of some damage that I didn't catch, and a lot of it had to do with an angle. There was a small indent like on the top corner right there that just didn't come to be, and then there was some like roller marks, and they're tough to see. You won't see them in the through a top loader, but if you kind of get at an angle and you see some lines that are about an 1/8 inch or a 1/16 of an inch wide across the surface of the card, it's like a roller mark. And, it's common. There's a lot of cards with small defects like that, frankly, man, sometimes coming out of the pack, out of a sealed box, you don't know what you're going to get. Now, we listed it. We didn't disclose that information because, like I said, I didn't catch it. It would have been fine to list the card at, if we would have caught it, it would have been fine to list the card at a reduced price and clearly state, hey, this is what we see that's wrong with the card. And then it's on the buyer if they want to buy or not. So he said, man, this is what's going on. I basically said, hey, man, I can either refund you full price and then please return the card. And the reason why I'd want the return, because typically I'll just say, hey, let me refund the money, keep the card when we're even. But man, that's a case hit of one of my favorite players. So I was like, man, if I give you the money back, can I just get the card back? I'll put it away in the PC, no worries. Or I can, give you a partial refund. So we kind of went back and forth a little bit to kind of figure out a number. Ended up, I met the buyer on his side of the street. What I didn't want to do was say, okay, you paid $55 and that card means everything to me, so I'm gonna give you $5. That wasn't the case. I said, man, in all fairness, I said, man, it's a tough card to comp because of its scarcity, being a select case hit, and it's one of the premier players in the game today. So I said, hey, I don't feel like a person should have to pay more than $20 for that card, and that $20 is based on the player and the type of card. The damage notwithstanding, I mean, it really shouldn't. A guy shouldn't have to pay for it, period. But I said, what I'll do, man, I'll refund $35. And so he came back, he said, man, that's more than fair, and I accept that. And then what I did was I just direct paid him through the PayPal. We didn't go through an eBay refund procedure. He didn't open a case. That was cool. He wasn't hateful. He was amicable and he professional and wanted to work through the process. Of all the other cards, he said, man, those cards are fine. So, I'm not that worried about it. And he said, man, I believe that what you're telling me, and we're doing the best we could to be transparent about it. So anyway, refunded the guy the $35. He was happy. I was happy. And what I was most happy about was that I learned a valuable lesson when it comes to photographing and inspecting the cards, to make sure that, you know, when you're doing that, you get all the angles. You know, don't just, I can't afford to just look at it front and back. You know, I've got to get in there and study, you know, the kind of the up close, give it a run around the edge, basically like what I do to inspect for grading. So, you know, I learned a lot from that thing, and most importantly, I gained a trusted associate within the hobby. You know, I mean, all things aside, you know, we might send these out for money, but really the most valuable thing of these transactions is the relationships that you can build and the connections that you can develop within the hobby. Because at the end of the day, you know, because here's the thing, I told him, I said, man, you know, if that's not a PC card, you're going to have a hard time moving it. It's not worth it. So that, you know, that made me want to meet him, you know, give him more than a fair compensation, because at the end of the day, man, it's just cardboard. You know, it's not necessarily about the dollars and cents. And I always look at it like, whoever's on the receiving end of these cards, deep down at their core, they're probably a collector. And there's nothing better than opening up one of your a package or a pack, and one of your favorite players dropping out. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know, man, we learned a valuable lesson. We're grateful for that learning and experience. It's going to help us to get better, right? And that's really all what we can ask for. So, man, you know, we didn't necessarily win, but we sure learned. And that's kind of what living the hobby high life's all about. So thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. Until next time, man, I'm GK, and I'm going to be living the hobby high life.